All right, morning. All right, so let's take a look at where we stopped off. We stopped off at something called displacement vectors. So we have to understand displacement vectors, and then we have to understand angles between these two vectors. All right, I'm going to give you a smaller diagram here. Here's O, A. Let's say C is the middle. Let's say C is the middle, right? So I will put a half here and a half here because C is the middle of these 2 points, right? Let's say O to A is 4A and O to B is 3. That is something like 6B, right? We need to be able to use displacement vectors to find unknowns, right? It is a half and a half, right? So this one line is a half and a half, right? So you want firstly, let's see if we can write out all these things. What is OA? Then what is OB? I'm using letters for this one, right? I'll use numbers afterwards. I'm using letters for now. What is OA? What is OB? And then we're going to try to find AB. Right? So according to this diagram, O to A is 4A. Right? For this example, it's using letters, right? Just to put across the point for now. O to B, 6B. Everybody okay with that? What is A to O? If I change this around, what will it be? It will be negative 4A. That's okay? Put the minus sign in front. What about if it were BO? Put the negative sign in front, right, Imran? That's okay? Everybody remember that, right? Now, let's go to AB. How do we find AB? If you remember what we did last time, we found the alternate route from A to B along the triangle. So you're starting at A and you're finishing at B following the triangle. Right? So A to B is A to O plus O to B. That's okay, everyone? See that? So for me to get from here to here along the triangle, I'm going this way and this way. So I'm going from A to O. So I'm writing A to O. And then I'm going from O to B. You okay with that? What is A to O? A to O is minus 4A. What is O to B? O to B is 6B. Right? So this here is the answer for AB. You okay with that? What do you think will be AC? Look at the line there. Right? What will be A to C? What will be A to C? Half of the whole line, right? A to C is half of this whole line, all right? So therefore, we would say AC is half of the whole line AB. Notice, we know what is AB. So A to B is half, well, A to B is this. So I put in half of minus 4A plus 6B. So it means that A to C is half of minus 4A is minus 2A. Half of 6B is 3B. Right? Jeremy, you okay with us? Right? So what AC? AC is half of the whole line. So half of AB. I know what AB is. Then I multiply it out. That's okay? Now for the hard part. How do we find O to C? Nathan, how do we find O to C? No guess? Wait, how we get O to C? Okay, and then, so you see, kind of figure it out already, right? So before we even try to figure it out, we need a line. We need a line from O to C. Right? We need a line from O to C. Try to focus in random different now we are right? Go right. Focus on understanding first and then I will let you write it. Right? So O to C. Right? You see the triangle O and C there? You have two triangles here and here. See that? Anyone can work. Right? But you try to go with the one with the arrows pointing in the same direction you're moving in. For example, if I go here and then come up here, I'm going against the arrow. You don't want to move with negative signs. If you could remove it, don't use it, right? So how do I get OC? O to A, and then A to C. You see that? So the alternate route from O to C is what? O to A to C. That's okay? So I'm going to write here O to A, and then add it to A to C. Right? I'm not sure if you remember me saying this last week. The letters in between should always be the same. The letters in between should always be the same. All right? And then we're done. OA is what? OA is 4A. What's AC? AC is minus 2A plus 3B. Right? AC minus 2A plus 3B. And we're done. 4A minus 2A plus 3B. That is your O to C. See that? Minus here. Oh, no. So isn't OA negative? No, OA won't be negative. OA is with the arrow. OA is 4A. A to O is negative. Right? A to O is negative 4A. All right? Yeah, Jason? So A to O is negative, right? Yeah. Finish. All right, ready? All right, so let's try one similar. I'll just change around these little things here for you, right? Of course, I'll leave OC there for you. C is still in the middle, so here is still half and here is still half, right? Let's try one more. I'll give this different. I wouldn't give you numbers as yet, right? Do this one. See if you could find everything that's missing. AB, find AB, AC, and OC. Then I'll give you an example with numbers. Ready? Everyone? Finish? Finish those things? Nice. Right, so A to O is minus 8A, B to O minus 2B. Right, so as we said, to find AB, you find the alternate root from A to B, which is A to O plus O to B. What is A to O? A to O is right here, minus 8A, and O to B is 2B. Right? So we just substitute everything in here. All right? How do we find AC now? AC is a half of this whole line. So it's a half of AB, so it's a half of this. So it's a half of minus 8A plus 2B. Half of minus 8A is minus 4A. Half of 2B is B. Right? And that's it. That's how you find AC. Now, you draw your line, O to C. And how do you find OC? OC, OC is O to A to C. All right? But because we did this already, I am going to do it a different way and show you that you'll get the same answer. All right? O to C, instead of going here, could also be O to B, B to C. Right? So I am going to do O to B plus B to C. O to B, I have it already. But B to C is half of this, right? But in the opposite direction. So it will be the same value, but you have to change the signs here. So instead of minus 4A plus B, it will be positive 4A minus B. That's okay? You have to change all the signs. And then you work it out. Right? And then you work it out. So that'll be 2B minus B plus 4A. So I got 4A plus B. Look at that. Same thing, 4A plus B. All right, so that's the way you do displacement vectors if they give you letters. Right? Now we're going to change it. Now we're going to change it instead of letters, we're giving it numbers. Do the same thing. So instead of 8E, instead of 8E, I'm going to give you a vector. Let's see the vector there is 2, 4. Right? You're doing the same thing, right? And the vector here, let's say that the vector here is I bring in a minus sign, right? 8 minus 2. Right? So I want to do the same thing for me. Right? Do the same thing for me and find everything. Right? Just working with numbers now. Just like what we did last week, right? Right, same thing from last week, right? Just putting in numbers and adding them up, right? Right? Let's see what you got. A to O will be what? Changing the signs here, right? A to O will be -2, -4. B to O, right? Oh, sorry, OB is this, so B to O will be -8, +2. That's okay? Imran, you're on your phone, what's in it? Right? B to O will be -8, 2. Right, help me out here, Imran. E to O is what? Right, -2, -4, and OB is what? OB is what? Right. When you add these two, what you'll get? 6 minus 6, right? Minus 2 plus 8, minus 4 plus minus 2. That's okay? Right? Half AB. So it's half of AB. AB is 6 minus 6. Try to look at this again. Half of 6 is 3. Half of minus 6 is minus 3. Therefore, you get in 3 minus 3 for AC. That's okay, Jeremy? Are you okay with this? And now how we get OC? OC is O to A to C. O to A, we have that already, 2, 4. And we have AC already, 3 minus 3. And we done 2 plus 3, that's 5. 4 plus minus 3 is 1. So you'll get 5i plus. That's okay? 5i plus g. Copy it down. Okay. Right? Everybody good there? Right. One more thing that we have. Any questions online? By the way, remember to write it. Sometimes they will give you I and J, right? When you're doing questions like this, it's good to write it like a color. Any questions online? Yeah. I'm not putting that out. What's up? It's opposite present currently. We're good. Right side is on the password, on the right hand side. Right. Right, sorry. Right, so the next thing that we have to be able to do before we could do full pass papers is that we need to be able to find the angle between two sections. All right? So suppose I ask you to determine the angle between two vectors. So if I give you two vectors here, let's call it OA and OB. The angle between here is that. How do we find that? Well, there's a formula that allows us to work it out, and the formula is this. Cosine theta, right? Cosine of this angle is equal to take OA and multiply it by OB, right? OA multiplied by OB, and then their magnitude. Then divide by magnitude. Kind of long, huh? So you have to find OA and OB, multiply them, then find the magnitude here, and divide it, right? And carry out the plus. Okay, kind of long, right? And one last thing, we need to note that if parallel, theta is how much? Suppose these two lines parallel, then theta is 0, right? If these two lines parallel and they will look like this, and the angle between them is what? 0, right? But if perpendicular, then theta is how much? Then theta is how much? If the perpendicular, theta is 9. Okay? So perpendicular, obviously, it means this, right? Okay with that? And if they're perpendicular, there's also a rule that you could use. You could see that whenever you multiply OA by OB, you get 0. Right? That's a rule. So you can learn this if they are perpendicular. Right? The dot product is 0. Okay? Copy this down and let's do an example. Right, copy it down. Right? So if they ask you to find unknown vectors, you use the displacement vectors. If they ask you to find angle between two vectors, you use this relationship here. Ready? No, still copy now. All right. I'm going to show you how to do that with this example, right? If you think you can handle it, go right ahead. But I'm going to find theta using this information. Ready? Stop here. What else? Don't know what it is? You don't know what the line next to mean? Check back in notes and see. You have that note? Jeremy, tell them that. What it says? That's the magnitude. That's the magnitude, right? That is the magnitude. All right, so we look here, right? All right, I look here. I'm going. Look here. Right? How do we find that angle theta? Right? All we have to do, if you have OA and OB, all you have to do is follow the little formula. First, we need to get dot product. Right? Dot product here is 2, 4 multiplied by 8 minus 2. How you work out dot product again? What you do? How you work out dot product? Remember, just like you do revise at all. What's the name again? Yeah. Kai, help me out here. I just find dot product. Yeah, multiply what? Multiply the 8 by the 2, the 4 by the minus 2, and then add it. Right? 8 by 2, that's 16. Added to 4 by minus 2 minus 8. So the dot product is 8. That's okay? Online? I'm right. Are you okay there? I just find magnitude, Imran. That's a good question, thanks. Good answer now. I just find magnitude. Nathan, I find magnitude. Man, now looking back. Magnitude is the square root of x squared plus the y value squared. Right? X squared plus the y value squared. So 16 plus 4 is 20. So we can leave it like that, root 20, or we can break it down. We have real time, real time. And then here is 64 plus 4, square root of 68. That's okay? So now, what do? How do you find? You have the magnitude, go around the top, right? Leave this. Watch here first, Olive. Watch, go around the top, right? Leave it just like this. So you work out root magnitude of OA, magnitude of OB, and then the dot product, right? So all we're gonna do is look at the formula, dot product divided by the product of the magnitude. Dot product is 8, product of the magnitude is root 20 by root 68. Right? Then go straight to calculator and find cos inverse of this. 8 over root 20 root 68. And we'll be out in degrees somewhere, right? I'm what you get now. Go to calculator, cos inverse, sharp people, you can work out this first, right? If you have a sharp, work out this first and then find cos inverse. Just you well, just like that. Somewhere you're going to calculator. What you get? You have a calculator. Now I want to get yours too. Okay, like Elizabeth get the same thing. Like Elizabeth, she always messaging online. What's the seminar camera now and again, Jason, Renisha. Alright, nice. Who I gain anything from? Let's see to show online here. To show on the weekend. You write on this. So me really good there. Alright, so yeah, they got 7.5, is it? You got that? Okay. You got that right? Well, you're doing art maps, investment cash flow, right? Investment cash flow. And if you get accurate, you get the next one. Signing up. Investment cash flow. All right, so we're gonna attempt to do one now, right? Right. And you need to remember this as well. If vectors are perpendicular, when you work out this dot product up there, instead of getting 8, you would have got 0. Right? This is the most popular one, right? If when you multiply the vectors and you get 0, it means that it's a perpendicular vector. Right? But if the angle between is 0 is parallel, or if we recognize this, and this, if we recognize that they are multiples of each other. So if a vector A is a multiple of a next vector, right? So let's make a note of that, please. Parallel vectors are multiples of each other. And that's a note next parallel. Parallel vectors are multiples of each other. Parallel vectors are multiples of each other. Right? Let's try one. Right? Do the same thing again. Any questions online? Summary, we all good online? Everybody get? All right, so I want you to find theta here from us. This new vector is 5i plus 7j, right? And this next vector here is 10i minus 4j. Try that some of this. Do the same thing, tell me the angle between both of them. Oh yeah, try that extra. Take your time, multiply it out. Message your answer, right, Olive? Online. Let me see what you got. Right, you will notice whenever I work out the roots, I am not rounding it over. I'm using the exact circle. Right here, message answers. This way again. Let's see what we got. I have two answers so far. Three answers. Next. Let's see what it is. Go right it like that. Right, when you're working it out, go right it like that. Right, write it like this. 5, 7. Right? 10 minus 4. It's much easier to work out like this. Right, so you end up with 5 by 10, that's 50. 7 by minus 4, that is minus 28. 50 minus 28 is 22. Right, so we have the first part already. Next, square root of 5 squared plus 7 squared. That is 29, so sorry, 25 plus 49, that's 74. Yeah. Here is 10 squared plus minus 4 squared, that's 100 plus 60. Right? Leave it just like this. 22 here. Square root of 74. Square root of 116. Right? Carry a cos and find cos inverse of this. And most answers are what? 76.3. Yeah. All right. Please make sure you have a calculator when it comes to add math class earlier, even those who online. Right? I only got answers from a few. Amrit. Oh, he done now send the whole thing. Megan, send the answer to Megan. Elizabeth was correct, Amrit was correct, Jason correct. That's all I got. No answers from Sebastian, Samir, Savir, Sahara. All the cells, I didn't get any answer. Renisha, I think I got yours. People absent. All right. So those are the right. That's the way you find the answer. So now we want to try a quick past paper, not a long one, short one. Right, next week we'll do more past papers and finish this up. Anybody reach tricks in school? You all did tricks already? We want to spend some time and revise everything, so let's test it a little bit in a little while, right? Let's try 2015, number 3b. 2015, number 3b is the one on top, right? Ignore the one underneath. That next. Actually, you'll do 2016, number 3b for homework. Let's do my favor now. Screenshot. Just screenshot that and send it on the group. Although it's any topic by topic in the group, huh? Anybody online, you can just screenshot that, please, and send it on the group, please. Right, we are doing the first one now. Right, try 2015, number 3b. I'm just gonna zoom in on it a little bit, right? Thanks, Elizabeth. Find the unit vector and then find the angle. That's 3 marks each. Let's see if we can get them. Let's see if we can get them in run. We can get them. Are you run? And you do that just how you would. Imagine online. Right, they gave you OA and they gave you OB doing the same things. Sean, how far reach? Oh yeah. Oh no, you take pictures, I'll write it down. Put this one out. Put this past paper here now. That's 2015, I think. 2015, I think. If you're not seeing this in the group, right? either. Right? While I'm waiting, I'm doing the first part, right? Right? While I'm waiting, I'm just doing the first part. How you find unit vector again? A unit vector is the vector divided by its magnitude. Remember that? How you getting AB? We don't have AB there. How we getting AB? All we have is OA and OB. How are we getting the vector AB? Diagram on the board to kind of work. AB is what, Chloe? Yeah, very good. A to O plus O to B. Right? Because you need AB, so you have to get A to O, O to B. Remember that? Yeah? So A to O is what? -3, +2. O to B is 5 minus 7. So -3 plus 5 is 2. 2 plus minus 7 is -5. That's the answer, right? That's the AB. So all you have to do now to get a unit vector, all we have to do is to divide AB, which is 2I minus 5J, and divided by AB, right? AB is, the magnitude of AB. That's the square root of 2 squared plus minus 5 squared, right? And that's it. Right? You can leave your answer like this: 1 over the square root of 29 by 2I minus 5J. 2I minus 5J. Look at the angle. Look at the angle, Matthew. Everyone get the angle? Nathan, did you get the angle? How much you get? 20.8. 20.8. Right? Anybody online got it? I saw Megan send her answer. 20.8, 20.8, Venetia, Sebastian, Everett. All right. So let's check out the angles fast. OE multiplied by OB. I got 15 plus 14, which is 29. Right? The magnitude of OE, that's the square root of 9 plus 4, that's 13. And then OB is the square root of 25 plus 49. We have that somewhere? 74. Root 74. That's it. Cosine inverse of 29 over the square root of 30 by the square root of 74. Right? And most people got 20.8. All right, so for homework, please go over this, and if you could, do the next two questions. Right? It's on the group. Right? Elizabeth sent it there on the group, so I want you to. Oh, she screenshot it out. Okay. I wanted that to do what underneath. Please try that for homework. Draw a diagram, right, Imran? You want for homework, draw a diagram. Right? Draw a diagram and then find OP. A little bit trickier than this, but you need a diagram to figure it out. Because it's not at a half, it's at a quarter. Okay? So next week we'll review vectors and do a lot more past papers on it. Alright? So spend some time and go over everything in vectors, right? Alright, online.